and we'll head into our next session with Matt and Michael.
Matt and I are the excellent. Welcome everyone, Matt, Michael, so nice to have you. It's 3:30 p.m. We've had a solid day of conversations. It's been really great. Really good job to everyone so far. I'm gonna let you two take it from here, and here it goes.
Great. Thanks, Jennifer. Michael, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Matt. Good to be here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Let me do a little setup for everybody so they know who you are. Michael Noyes is the Vice President and General Manager for Mobility, Scan, Print, Media, and Services for Honeywell. Michael is currently responsible for over $1 billion in revenue for that team globally. And Michael's group is basically responsible for deploying over $500 million different products and solutions across various workers worldwide. Everything ranging from rugged mobile computers to vehicle mount computers, RFID solutions, rugged tablets, industrial handheld scanners, and industrial mobile printers, industrial enterprise level software, and MRO services. Michael also holds an MBA from the University of Notre Dame. I knew I liked you, Michael. I knew there was a reason why. And a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Cincinnati. And Michael is a member of the Cincinnati Business Leaders Alliance and was named to the Cincinnati Business Courier 40 under 40 back in the class of 2017. With that, we are very pleased to have Michael participate today. And Michael, the floor is yours. You're going to have a kind of an update on everything that is going on with Honeywell in the kind of current state, and look forward to answering some different questions for you as we wrap up your presentation.
No, thanks for that great introduction, Matt. I really appreciate that. And just a quick logistics check: is my screen share coming across okay?
It is perfect.
Okay, fantastic. Well, hey, without further ado, I just want to run down the agenda. Thanks for that very kind and well thought out introduction. I did want to talk a little bit about what we're seeing in terms of the new normal, give you a Honeywell perspective. I'm sure everybody's had a long day and seen a couple of versions of this, but hopefully you'll find some new insights. And then I really wanted to jump into actually offerings, products we're bringing to market, show you what we've been doing, the pivots we've made. So we'll talk around software or operational intelligence software solutions. And then I do want to cover hardware. We did have a decent amount of hardware in flight, and we did bring a lot of that to market here, I'd say the past 90 days, and we've got some coming in the next 30 to 45 days. So I'll share with that. Kind of just recap a little bit as well, what we're seeing in our services business. There actually has been a lot of opportunity to support our customers in the aftermarket. And then I believe Matt and I will return to Q&A. So I will continue forward here. So what is going on and what is the problem that we're seeing right now? And this slide kind of frames up a couple of items, at least things that we're thinking about, and it's got some quantitative data on it. One, there's 14 days in a worker and employee environment where they could be contagious or asymptomatic with, coronavirus, COVID-19. And then, you look at this, less than 10% of organizations have a robust cleaning protocol for IT equipment. Managing the devices, and just knowing where they're at's one thing, then going another layer deeper and actually having cleaning protocols and safety procedures and standard operating procedures in place that ensure these devices are cleaned and not within close contact, checked in and checked out is, something that we've certainly seen as a challenge, as a problem. And then last, less than 11% of organizations have, PPE supply chains, compliant management, even ability to detect elevated body temperatures. You're probably all starting to hear or see more about office environments where they're doing thermal scans, imaging scans, taking temperatures as you come in. I know I certainly have experienced that, kind of in the past 60 to 90 days as I've interacted, in my professional relationships and visiting other customers or even our own manufacturing facilities. And so there is limited processes, there is systems, there is certainly governance, and that's governance by state, which makes it a challenging, where there is a request and a demand for proper worker hygiene and safety. And so the business impact of that, when we look at a lot of our customers, we see that there's, there's this number 84, and that's the operators that may have handled the same device in a 2-week period. We did some, grassroots efforts, some surveys, some sampling, and looked at some of the log characteristics from our IoT devices, and it was pretty clear, that these devices are a community, right? They're in a common, and they're shared a lot, and they're not, to take home. So you see this a lot, and that's going to open up a tremendous amount of opportunity for surface contamination, just germ, virus, bacteria, places for it to hide, for it to transmit. And what that really means is you have an at-risk population. Employees' health and safety may be at risk. That's a concern. Companies are going to have to address that. And when you look at what this means just in terms of monetary dollars, when the worker is exposed, the Honeywell estimates that we've come up with is about $135,000 of potential sick leave just by having one device maybe not cleaned, and that device becomes kind of a pathway, a gateway to potentially spread, this health crisis pandemic with COVID-19. So what have we done now that we kind of framed that up? And again, I'm sure you've heard a lot. What have we been focused on, and where do we make quick pivots as we kind of went from a January sales kickoff and starting to ramp up our North American, our Europe, our developed market selling campaigns? We quickly saw, things were deteriorating fast. We were, kind of evacuated from the Honeywell buildings in Charlotte and working from home after the second week of March. We turned to software, and this is our operational intelligence platform. If you're not familiar with operational intelligence, this is our centralized cloud-based platform. Allows you to manage, life cycle of IT assets. You can, take a look at the people, can take a look at tasks that are in there. You can do RMA returns. It's a nice solution, and I'd say it bridges a gap between an enterprise MDM and some of the more homegrown or just asset management systems. But this platform that we built this on what we call the Honeywell Forge platform. Again, that's an IoT space, and that's a cloud space. We partner with Microsoft's Azure cloud system, and we use that framework to basically build out our software suites and software solutions. So operational intelligence is our solution that we've went to market with for the productivity products business. So inside of that, what we kind of did was we framed up, all right, what are these most difficult IT assets and challenges? And first and foremost, we have it at the top there, is the health crisis response. And I'm going to focus these next few slides on those solutions specifically. But as well, I just want to highlight, the other benefits of having an asset management platform is recovering lost devices, bad battery elimination, IT asset utilization, healthy networks, RMA returns, RMA faults. And then last, and this is more specific to Honeywell, we have printer and scanner management on that. So MDM light type of applications where we can't get access to that with third parties and other OEMs that are out there in the market. So specifically focusing on the health crisis response in these devices, kind of have 4 different columns here. If you just kind of walk this from left to right, you can see some of the solutions where we've been working to help employees, safely return to work, have those solutions in place, so that we can let them pilot, get into the labs, test with it now, run demos, run trials. The first one there is social distancing proximity alerts. This is an exciting technology. This is in all of our IoT mobility edge devices. And we developed software and a web service on this platform that can be configured by IT professionals, and it'll tell you if 2 devices or more have become within maybe a geofence, a safety barrier. And you can set that up. You can configure whether that's 3 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 10 feet. The individual IT owners and the management can kind of configure this in a way. But what the operator, what the user actually experiences is a proximity warning, a beep, an audible beep. It can even brick the device and require them to acknowledge, that they're going to take some action, move away. And so those users, are kind of, echoed the concern, and they can then take appropriate actions in their workflow to, mitigate that risk. The next one there we have is asset check-in and check-out and device cleaning alerts. So, a lot of our customers came to us right away and they said, look, we really want to have the ability through software to kind of figure out if our devices are being checked in and checked out just at the end of the shift. We're going to put in an evening, nighttime cleaning routine, but we need to know if the device is getting checked into the charge base or a certain locker or it's put in a certain bin. Everyone's workflow and work use case is a little different. We developed, software that basically can run off the clock. It can look at different log events in the logs, and it can tell when the device has been checked back into appropriate charge base, crossed over into a certain access point, powered on, powered off, whatever trigger they may want to use to kind of constitute being checked in or checked out. And then if a device hasn't, you kind of met one of these check-in or check-out triggers. Again, you can take actions. You can have the device, and the device can be figured to act or respond in an appropriate way. Could be as simple as reminding the user before they start their day, this device wasn't checked in for proper cleaning, to take it back to the lab, check it in, and then replace it, swap it out with another device that's went through its nightly cleaning. Or it could be more aggressive, where it could actually brick the device, not allowed to be used, and prompt a screen to require the user to return the device for cleaning in their employee health and safety. The third column we have there is a device, is a software we built, and it's shown on the CT40 device there, and we call it the people counting software. And, we saw that a lot of the tier 1 retailers, big brick and mortar, they were pretty quick to stand up their own device agnostic type of software for counting the number of people walking into the entrance that are leaving, adhere with governmental and regulation or CDC guidelines in terms of how many people can be in a store, the store's capacity, and try to limit that, whether that's, 100 people, 20 people. And so again, we built a very nice web service solution, runs on operational intelligence in a Honeywell Forge Azure platform. And you can configure this by site for the store and set it so that you can have employees at the entrances and exits working in this, kind of virtual people counter. And as they start to log up people at the start of the day, it fills the system. It gives them yellow and red one or orangish kind of, you see there on the screen, yellow and red warnings when they're starting to meet capacity. And as people exit the store, they can, click the out, keep track of the people that are exiting, moving out, right? And it'll keep the system in balance. Activity logs on it, very nice. It's a simple tool, very clean user design. And we developed this for easy access. We wanted customers who maybe weren't familiar with Honeywell, especially as you open back up and you're a small retailer, you're not of scale, you've got 5 people, you're operating a small ice cream parlor at a vacation spot, and you get boardwalk traffic. You just want to be able to do that from behind the counter, flip a sign if you're at capacity. So we put this on our Honeywell Marketplace. Not an expensive app. We just want people to have access, start to see some of the tools and solutions we have in place, and drive adoption and again, ultimately help them get back to work. So really nice, simple tool we stood up that's out there, and it's available on the Honeywell Marketplace. And then last, we've had this, but remote control a device, right? Everybody's working remotely. Devices are moving around in certain warehouses. You might not have IT professionals there. We stood up in operational intelligence the ability to take over remote control of a device. And this too can be not only for any kind of, safety protocol, but if there's just general device troubleshooting, app support, you might have a subject matter expertise not in one geographic location as where the device is. Operational intel gives them quick access to get in, troubleshoot the device, admin rights. They can go through, take the remote access, deploy a training, update some software, show a user, a certain instruction or process they need to use. So really nice functionality, very similar to what you see in most MDMs, but we obviously wanted to put that kind of on a desktop console and bring a different kind of cut and spin to it through operational intelligence. So just moving on, I want to flip over to hardware and we'll get into the Q&A. I think I'm doing all right in time. I got just a quick time check. I got, just a quarter till the top of the hour. So we're right on time. So
you're doing great.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, so just flipping over to a few slides on hardware. We are bringing our customers got to have it new solutions. And this is a pre-COVID slide. I thought it was important to flash up here because we've delivered on so many of these promises as we went into the fourth quarter and now entering, the close of the second quarter today into the third quarter. Tablets, we launched our RT10 Windows version and Android version tablet. Those are starting to move into stock in the US and in Europe, and we'll have our WWAN versions in place in July. We took a small hiccup on supply chain disruptions from COVID, but it really only moved us about 6 weeks off our original schedule. Unified communications, we'll talk about that, and I didn't highlight in some of the previous slides because time permitted, but we did develop and bring to market a unified voice over IP full platform for not only Honeywell devices, but also other devices. It is agnostic. And why I say that, I also want to mention those solutions I was showing on the last slide, like that people counter, a lot of those operational intelligence software solutions we set up for the return safely to work campaigns, those are also device agnostic. So we've been very conscious about bringing software to market that gives end users flexibility where they can have a BYOD, bring their own device to the table, use it on an iOS or another Android or one of our competitors' devices. That's a key for us because we know being device agnostic and providing flexibility and nimbleness is key for good software development. So Smart Talk is available. That launched in fourth quarter. We had a great showing at NRF. We're very excited about that voice suite. And then flex range scanning. This is also something we introduced at NRF, and this is taken us further on our machine learning and artificial intelligence platform. But this is a proprietary scan engine. We're not going to sell this to some of our other competitors or some of the Asian markets where we have an OEM engine business. These are only found in mobility edge devices, and it's got 2 imagers in it, does near and far scanning, very impressive algorithm and software IP behind it that allows you to scan a barcode, high dense barcode at 3 inches, and then another barcode all the way out, 45 degrees at 30 feet. So it's got really superior near and far scanning performance, and it's a platform. So we're working on long range scanning performance where we'll be able to scan 85, 90 feet at 0-degree planes. We're really excited about this. It's going to allow us to do a tremendous amount with scanning technology, and having patents around it, IP around it, really going to be a step ahead of our competition. And again, it's in a 7mm form factor, so we can fit it into any device. Small PDA type of devices, larger warehouse devices. The tablet you see there on the left, it can be integrated and dropped into a tablet. And since it's a platform, you'll see in some upcoming slides we're taking into our handheld scanners. And then last, 5G. 5G has been asked about a lot. We're really still building out towards that. We've got ongoing chipset in development with our second generation system on module. Honeywell was the first to bring a system on module Snapdragon 660 platform to the market. We invested for the long run in that, and 5G is a big part of that strategy as we move into the end of 2020 or back half of 2020 and 2021. So just to highlight a few devices, and I won't read all this, but I kind of got to play here. This is what I call the Fab 5. This is our CT40 and our CT60. The CT60 is the image that's square looking straight on, and the angle projection there is the CT40. But these are our XP models, stands for Extreme Performance. And we highlighted Extreme Performance because we were dropping that flex range imager into these products. It's a very high-end imager, allows you to do a lot more with the device. But beyond that, when you looked at CT60 and the CT40, we made improvements in terms of mold, overmold, and 8-foot drop specs on the CT60. And when it came to the CT40, we think we've got a really killer platform here that really helps us move beyond retail. Remember, when we launched CT40, it was really a retail device that had ruggedness. It was surprisingly rugged. Now we've really increased the technology that we've infused, again, because we have a platform. No need to change our course. We can launch this on every operating system. It's available, on Android 9. We're working on Android 10. There's no gaps, no transition loss for any of our current customers. And we're going to have front-facing camera, IP67, 2x2 MIMO for good Wi-Fi, low tooth energy BLE radios, and we've improved speaker performance. So very exciting. Again, innovative accessories and all those software solutions we talked about. Tested, proven on this, Smart Talk, VoIP solutions, the operational intelligence, really slick devices, very powerful. On the tablet space, I kind of highlighted this on a previous slide, but we brought the rugged tablet, 10-inch tablet, Android platform to the market. Again, we're also offering in a Windows platform that's on a Intel Pentium-based chipset. Our RT10A is obviously based on our Mobility Edge system on module Snapdragon 660 platform. Really innovative tablet, integrated scan window, front and rear facing cameras, hot swappable battery, really nice durability, 4-foot drop spic, IP65, open architecture. One of the things we wanted to have is we recognize full lines of accessories are important. We have that, but we developed a lot of this with open architecture. We can allow other contract manufacturers, other ODMs to get in there and to design solutions around the tablet. We were seeing that at NRF with mobile point of sale, checkout terminal solutions. That to us, being innovative and allowing the device to be kind of system integrated without a lot of red tape and hurdles was really key to me when I wanted to bring this to market. And again, I'll just highlight, we're going to put that near far imager in it. So in terms of a true mobile device that you could take maybe from a truck mount, get in a floor supervisor's hands, you can go 3 to 30 feet without 3 inches to 30 feet without any necessary additional scanning devices or tethered devices to it. And then this is a Granite XP. You may have seen this. This may be your first time, but we went with a new clean sheet design. We did keep some of the characteristics and hallmarks everybody loved from our Granite platform, but we are moving to an extreme performance of this, and we had mechanical redesigns. Very, very good job by our industrial design team because we kept key accessories like cradles and charge bases reverse compatible. So you've got forward and backward compatibility with old devices and new devices, so you can have a very simple and straightforward mixed estate. Our flagship customer, Amazon, they've got this device globally, worldwide. We co-developed a lot of these features and functionalities with them. As we know, they set a lot of the standards. So extremely proud of this product. It is extremely tactical, very rugged. We improve the serviceability. We know a lot of scanners come back to our partners, and they're serviced out in the field. And so we've made the serviceability and the access into them more modular, more easily worked on the bench. And it's a smart IoT solution. This thing's got onboard smart battery. You can do device configuration, firmware pushes, and data performance, all from our operational intelligence platform. And again, we sacrifice nothing on ruggedness. Granite was known as a rugged device. Granite XP, even ruggeder, IP67, still has 8-10-foot drops to it. And again, we're able to put XR scanning, flex range scanning technology in there because that scanner has no moving parts, and we do a chip down design when we go into the handhelds. We don't sacrifice any type of durability or tumble to put a more feature-rich and complex scan engine into the device. So very excited about that. That product is going through its PG5. We announced it this quarter on our window launches, and it'll move into stock here in the next 6 weeks.
Hey, Michael, we got a question for you. Do you think 5G technology will replace Wi-Fi networks in the distribution centers or any deployment between four walls?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. We get asked that a lot. I think it's a little too soon to tell. I think the economics are still favoring Wi-Fi, especially as you think about Wi-Fi 6. IEEE standards haven't given up yet. They're moving forward. But I think when you have a yard management where you're, and I showed that. Now let me just go back. This is one of my former employers as a General Cable. We struggled a lot with yard management and inside the four walls. That's Marshall, Texas in the background there, where you need LTE and data capability outside of the four walls. People are going to move to just go with a 5G solution. Those radios will be fantastic, and they'll probably, pare down their investment inside the four walls because they know they can get it all with just having 5G. And we really see bandwidth costs and data plans coming down. We're in talks with Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T to do more in terms of data plans for our devices to capture on-prem type of solution. So I think it's a little early to see an immediate change, but everybody's out there looking to grab share and do more with manufacturers and warehouses and DCs. I think we do see a heavy rise of that type of switch in the year 2023. 2021 is going to be kind of the early adopters and the first field mobile phones. I think 2022 will start to move into more of an adoption maturity stage. 2023 will be people trying to displace Wi-Fi technology. So that's kind of how it's one man's view of the world.
Another question here for you, Michael. Do these new solutions take a lot of time and effort to stand up within the supply chain?
Yes, they do. And I would highlight one of the things, though, that is unique to Honeywell. We have our own manufacturing plant. A lot of our competitors, they use ODMs, contract manufacturers, but in Suzhou, China, we have a world-class, automated assembly lines plant. That gives us a lot more supply chain flexibility. But then again, I will tell you, you're relying on a global supply chain and a heavily influenced Asia supply chain for things like battery packs, TFT LCDs. So with coronavirus particularly, we've seen a tremendous amount of complexity and just lead time challenges to bring these new products to market. I would actually say the actual working on it as a global team and spread across the world working from home hasn't been the real challenge. Things like Teams and Zoom meetings like we're on here have made that very seamless. But in terms of just getting physical product and having stuff built, everybody's really faced a lot of challenges. Okay, let me.
Looks like the look to the future looks pretty positive for Honeywell. I mean, we've got a couple minutes here. Any other questions from anyone out there that Michael can answer in terms of Honeywell's roadmap and Honeywell's overall go-to-market?
Yeah, maybe while you're taking some questions, I'll just close. I'd hit on PX 940. Services, we're continuing on full service line. We're doing a lot on refurbished devices and a lot with spare pools. And I know, as a partner, you guys offer that as well. Those are been key solutions, I think, to help extend life cycles. So, yeah, Matt, with that, happy to answer any other questions. I think we got, maybe 3 minutes here. So.
Well, I think,
I'll stop sharing.
if you don't know it's coming, some of our audience knows it's coming. So, Michael, what makes you a supply chain geek?
Oh, I did not know that was coming. Well, I can tell you, I did not know. I only snuck on 30 minutes before. I was a good partner, good OEM. I'll tell you, supply chain's really in my blood. This is from somebody who carried a bag. I was in sales when I came out of undergrad, but I cut my teeth at General Electric in a very global, complex supply chain. And, I love the smell of cutting fluid being out on the floor. I just think it's fascinating to see global companies, multinational companies be able to bring products to market. It's a very well-balanced kind of symphony and orchestra to see that happen. And so I always take a lot of pride, in seeing a complex solution or even something that you put in the palm of your hand, like a mobile computer. It's amazing how many individual part numbers go into a device like that, get through all your certifications, and people can pull it out of a box, turn it on, and find themselves, more productive in the future is something that I geek out about for sure. That's
awesome. Well, I know we only have 3 minutes, but there was a question about RFID. So in particular, fixed reader solutions, what's Honeywell's take on that market?
Yeah, look, we still have fixed readers. It hasn't been an area of heavy concentration of investment, primarily because the tags themselves have never really met the unit economics you've seen from just a printed barcode. But we do believe there's more coming on that. We actually think mobile fixed readers in package cars and in railroads and aircraft, we think those actually have some pretty compelling value proposition. So we inherited, I think a lot of people know, Intermec had a very strong portfolio of RFID. We've inherited that. We haven't given up investment on that. We've just been looking at different type of customers and ways to scale it. So stay tuned. We'll probably have something in 2021 pretty big to announce on that.
Awesome. Well, great. Well, thank you so much, Michael. We really appreciated your insights, and Matt, thank you for kind of helping to spearhead this session.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Michael. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad that we could surprise you.
Continued success and good health, and continue to be safe. And we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we'll see you out there. Good luck. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.